What's going on, guys? We're here to bring you another episode. Some more products we got in the shop the other day, I think yesterday. We got an order from KTS. KTS is a shop located in Japan. They are basically a shop focused on just suspension work. I know they got an alignment rack over there. It's a pretty big operation, but they make different suspension arms for tons of different vehicles. I know we have JZX stuff here, we have S13 stuff, BRZs, stuff like that. But today we are going to focus on RX8 because I saw they had RX8 arms and I just added them to the order because when we had an RX8 in our drift club, we could not find arms for that car. I think some things have changed these days, but KTS is a good, cheaper brand. So I wanted to bring these over here to see if anyone would be interested in them. So we're gonna go through the lineup right now. This is their entire lineup of arms that KTS offers. They are missing one. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but we'll start in the front and we'll work our way to the rear. The only arm they offer in the front is the front upper control arm. So the front upper control arm is what controls camber in the vehicle. And these arms are actually really nice because they have camber adjustment that's accessible while the vehicle is on the alignment rack, which is very important. If you guys don't have alignment racks, obviously you wouldn't know, but trying to do an alignment and adjust a vehicle that has a double wishbone front end or something like that, and trying to adjust camber on the front end while the vehicle is on the rack is a pain in the ass unless they make it easier for us. And in this situation, they do. They have 4 Allen bolts on top of here. You loosen these up and then you can slide the knuckle back and forth to get the correct camber adjustment. So it's very nice. Your alignment shop is gonna love you if you have these. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The arm is very nice construction. All their stuff is blue, I love it. It looks real good under the vehicle. Their joints are all pillow ball joints and they seem like very good quality. So that's the upper arm and that's the only arm they offer in the front. It's different when we get to the rear. The rear, I forgot all about RX8s. I had to do a bunch of research before we did this video, but the rear of an RX8, there's 5 different arms. So you have the toe arms, you have the lateral upper links, you have the rear trailing upper arms, and you have the rear trailing rods, the lower ones. You also have a rear, what some call a rear camber arm. It's a lower arm. Unfortunately, for some reason, KTS doesn't make this arm. I have a feeling I know why, or at least one of the reasons, is because it requires a standoff on the arm to connect the end link to. So maybe they just didn't want to manufacture it. But we're gonna try to get another brand on the website by the end of this video so that you guys can get all the arms for the rear. The RX8 is a interesting vehicle. As you can see, there's a lot of lateral links. It's kind of set up like some German vehicles in the rear, which is not that much of a surprise. Mazda does tend to do some interesting things with the suspension on their vehicles. So the toe arm is pretty basic. This is the arm you're gonna wanna get if you are looking to get more toe adjustment when you lower your vehicle. This is probably the #1 arm that you should buy, I would say, in the rear. After that would probably be the one that they don't offer, which would be the rear camber arm. And if you still are having trouble at getting proper adjustment, even after you have the toe arms and the rear lower camber arm, then you're gonna wanna look into the other arms, which is the upper link, the rear trailing arm, well, they call it a rod, but, and then the rear trailing rod lower arm. So the only other one that's really gonna help with camber adjustment other than the rear lower control arm would be the rear upper trailing arm, which would be this one. So this can affect camber a bit. Again, I would probably buy all 3 of these at the same time if you're looking to do that. Just that way you have more adjustability. You can also adjust rear caster or your toe curve in the rear under load if you get these arms, especially this one. This is gonna be a nightmare for your alignment shop. So you wanna make sure you bring it to a competent alignment shop that knows what they're doing because this will probably do more damage than good unless you bring it to a shop that knows what they're doing because there's gonna be a lot of adjustment here. You could basically move those rear wheels anywhere in the wheel well with all this adjustability. It's very different from other cars such as a S13 or any S chassis is very simple in the rear. The craziest arm in the rear of an S chassis is that traction rod, which just affects the toe curve. But in this situation, you basically have 2 to 3 different arms to help adjust those things. So the RX8 is a really interesting car. I love it. We never had good luck drifting them, unfortunately, but I know plenty of people that have. And I have a feeling that your rear adjustability is a key factor to being able to drift that car comfortably. So you definitely want to check out these arms. Like I said, we'll add the rear lower camber arm to the website as well. It's not going to be KTS, but it's still blue, I think, so it'll match. That's pretty much it, guys. So if you lower your cars and you need to adjust your suspension to correct the geometry, KTS is the way to go.